says aim's real big.
Hi everyone, happy to have you in. Got a fun one for you in the world of chasing trains. You know, I just put up a video recently where I said I would be getting a lot of heritage units in the next few train videos, and well, yeah, I have been. And then this video, I got 2 of them on the same night, on the heels of each other. You see, I started off my night at Highland Crossing. It would be the wee morning hours. I would catch the Amtrak 29 Capital Limited, making its trip westbound to Chicago at that time. And, you know, it was one of the last few Capital Limiteds running. I have another video where I caught the very last one, and you'll see that. It was an interesting night. But, yeah, I caught the Capital Limited going west to Chicago. Now it's the Floridian, which runs nightly. I was out there because I was waiting the Penn Central Heritage Unit, NS 1073, on an eastbound intermodal. It would be making its way through, and I would just happen to be there and wait it out. I would catch it at Highland Crossing, and then I would chase it down to Rochester and pace it going into the Conway Rail Yard. Now, since it was an intermodal and it was going all the way through the yard to the other end before it would crew change, it came through at a pretty good speed, and I had to really keep up with it, which is unusual for me when I pace trains down there. They're usually going a lot slower, but this one was just passing through to get to East Conway to crew change. So I was able to pace it, and it was awesome. Now, I didn't want to get ahead of the locomotive and pace it with my lights shining closer to the nose of it because it was the leader, and I didn't want to blind the engineer trying to drive this thing. So I kept it kind of behind him and alongside of it because I didn't want to make him mad or, you know, affect his vision. So, but after that, on the heels of that train, another eastbound intermodal would be coming through that I heard about that had NS 1070, the Wabash Heritage Unit. Now, this would be the second of 3 locomotives at lead on that one, so I would catch it at Rochester and then pace it all the way into the yard just like I did with Penn Central. And it was going a lot slower, so it was easier to do. And because it wasn't leading, I could go ahead of it and get the nose on it a little bit as well. So it was fun. That was the first time I caught 2 heritage units back to back in the same spot and was able to pace both of them into the yard. A lot of fun, and well, I think you'll enjoy. So with that said, let's go trackside. We'll start off at Highland Crossing to catch Amtrak in 1073 first, and then go to Rochester to catch 1073 again, and then 1070. Enjoy.
Milepost 40.15. Track 1, no defects.
That would be 1073 leading 260 coming my way. And I have Amtrak 29 going west on 2. Cool. Let's catch the Capital Limited and then NS 260. Foggy. That didn't take long at all. Comes the Penn Central Heritage Unit, leading NS 260. cause container near the end of this thing. Somebody said the last car. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that. It's always a fun time when I can pace trains, no matter where it's at. But down there is a lot of fun because you don't have to worry about a whole lot of traffic on that road. So, especially at nighttime. And, well, it's just a matter of time until it happens again when I catch another one down there, whenever that may be. You know, shout out to my friends, Historic BF, Mr. Miz, Chad, Aaron, you know. They can go out and catch trains almost all the time, and they're always getting the stuff while I'm at work, and I'm jealous of them. But, you know, I'm glad they're able to get them, so check out their channels. They're really awesome people. They helped me in a bind recently, and I'll talk about that in the video where I catch the very last Capital Limited, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, you know the drill. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel. I would really love to have you here, and we'll have some fun on here. So on that note, see you later, everybody. Take care and stay awesome. Bye-bye.
He lived down by the railroad track, had an old wood stove in a one-room shack. Shoestring was the only name he had. When I'd skip school, he'd take me fishing, sitting on the creek bank, talking and wishing things were good whenever times got bad. And the people say, shoestring, you ain't got no money. Shoestring, you can't hang around here. Shoestring, you got your hat on backwards. He knows more than most folks do, but he don't talk unless you ask him to. When the winter comes and the wind blows mean, Shoestring hops that southbound train, rides it down below that Florida line.